Right then guys, most people will agree that getting a big, fat, juicy dividend is one of the best feelings in life. One of the best feelings in life. This year in Hargreaves Lansdown, one of my dividend businesses that I hold paid me more in dividends than I have ever been paid. I got £11.97 in January and £23.94 in May, making it just short of 36 quid, which is the most I've made from any business in a 12-month period in my dividend portfolio. It's awesome for me. This is £36 in dividends, £36 in genuine passive income for 2021. I did all the work last year, I did all the research into this business, and this year that paid dividends, literally. However, in earning those businesses, I learned an important lesson, a lesson that cost me and one that I want to share with you guys to make sure that you don't get stung by the same issue. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be well up to speed of all the implications of dividend investing through Hargreaves Lansdown. First off, I just want to make it completely clear that I love the mechanics of dividend investing through Hargreaves Lansdown actually. And the way it works is that when you get paid a dividend from a business in Hargreaves Lansdown, that dividend value is directly going back into the business that you originally invested in. So all of that dividend income, minus the fees, will come onto that, will go directly back into investing into that business. And that is how you genuinely get the snowball effect through dividend investing through businesses. Through the likes of Trading 2 and 2, for example, all the dividends in a pie get bundled together, and then at the end of the month, or when you reach a certain threshold, that dividend income will be spread across all of those dividend businesses, and not all are equal. That means that you'll be having dividends being paid into businesses where perhaps they don't deserve it because they've got a lower threshold. With Hargreaves Lansdown, all of the income created from dividends goes directly back into the same business. And the reason I love that is you can really track the growth of a dividend business then. So the dividend business that paid me all of this cash this year that I talked about was Favour. So I had £36 coming in this year. It was a £500 initial investment that I did in October last year. So that's had some pretty good growth, 40% growth since then. And I've had £36 in dividends, and I can see that they're all going back into that, directly back into that businesses to grow it. Next year, I'll get the dividends on the £700, which is the growth on the original investment, and I'll get the dividends on the additional stock that was bought through the dividends that I got this year. Dividend reinvestment snowball. It's perfect, it's brilliant, I love it. If you are thinking of dividend investing through Hargreaves Lansdown, then the first thing you need to be aware of is the cost to buy a stock. And with Hargreaves Lansdown, it is high. It's £11.95 to buy every stock. It is £11.95 to sell every stock. So you can't be in a position where you're putting 100 quid into a business, because you're going to be losing 12% of it instantly and another 12% when you sell it. So you need to be really, the threshold, the minimum threshold for me, well, in this example, was £500. At £500, you're losing 2% of your investment straight away. So you need to be completely clear on the cost of buying a business through Hargreaves Lansdown. So it's £11.95. If you want to be getting that price down, it means you need to be doing a number of trades, and that's exactly what you'll find yourself in. You'll be in a position where you're a trader, not an investor. Plus that cost is high initially. For me, that's actually in a way a good thing from a psychological perspective, because it means that you properly research the businesses that you're going to be buying. If you know that it's going to be costing you 12 quid, and you know it's going to be costing you 12 quid to sell, and you're going to have to be putting at least 500 quid into the business, actually, it makes you really do the research into the business and make sure that you are 100% confident that you want to buy the business for the long term. From a psychological perspective, I know the cost's high. It's a bit of a weird one, this one, but actually it makes you a better investor in my view. So also, if you're not aware, buying any business in the UK, there is a 0.5% stamp duty. It doesn't matter what platform you do it, they take that out, you don't even see it. So if you're buying through Hargreaves Lansdown, Trading 2 and 2, eToro, Orca, whatever it may be, Stake, you're going to be paying 0.5%. That's going to go straight to HMRC, nothing you can do about that one. Equally, if you're buying a foreign business, you're going to be paying a FX charge, a foreign exchange charge. Now for Hargreaves Lansdown, that's 1%, it's quite high actually. So it's 0.15% for Trading 2 and 2, and it ranges through different platforms. So 1% for Hargreaves Lansdown. So again, that's quite a significant amount of your actual allocation. Now on to the main point that I wanted to make, and we're going to do this with my live example. So I bought Favour back in October, as I said, and I was expecting my interim dividend to hit in January. So Favour pays an annual dividend of just around 5% at that point. So I wanted to have that interim dividend hit in January, and it did. I had dividend investing turned on. So what I was expecting then is for that money to be invested directly back into the business. However, it never did. And just before I explain why, another thing you need to be aware of is if you have got dividend reinvestment turned on for Hargreaves Lansdown, there is an additional charge. So you're going to be paying 1% or £1 with a maximum of £10 for any dividend reinvestment that occurs. So if you get a £10 dividend, for example, you're going to be paying £1 for that to go back into the business. So you're only going to get £9 invested back into the business. So obviously with a £10 cap, the higher the dividend you're getting, the better off you're going to be. So my £12 Aviva dividend came in January, and the way Hargreaves Lansdown do it is they then allocate that back into the business between the 11th and the 21st of the month. So it can happen at any point between those two dates. They will reinvest it back into the business. 21st came and went, and no money had been reinvested back into Aviva as I could see it. I got in touch with them to try and find out what was going on, and actually I did not have dividend investment turned on. In fact, the cash that was being generated through dividends was going into my held account. It wasn't even going into available balance. And even worse than that, I had it actually switched on so that the dividends that were coming in were paying off my fees, my annual fees for my funds. So that wasn't coming out of my available balance. So any money I made in January through that dividend from Aviva was going directly into paying the fees for the funds that I had. So it was disappearing, it was not being reinvested, it was not snowballing. So I got it all sorted, and by the time I got the full dividend paid in May from Aviva, it was all sorted out and it went directly back into that business. But I don't want this to happen to you. So we're going to look at how we make sure that that is not going to be the case. So here's my Hargreaves Lansdown account. I have covered it in videos before. Here's my Aviva stock, and it is currently, it's 30% up. It's dropped a bit. It was 40% up about this time last week. So the UK has had a bit of a tough time of it recently, but it's quite a bit down now. So what you need to do then is you need to click on this button here, account administration. Click on that and it'll bring you here. Right, so as you can see, there's all sorts of options here you can go to, but what you need to do is go down to this one here, which is fee collection options. That's going to bring you to this page here. What you then need to do is click on this one on the left here, withdrawals, income and loyalty bonus, to bring you here, and then you need to scan down to this one here, income instructions, stocks and shares ISA. So as you can see, I've got automatically reinvested selected there. So if you haven't, click on that, and it might be that yours still says held on account. If that's the case, simply click automatically and reinvested. Decide the amount you want it to get to before it's reinvested. I've got 10 quid in there, and click save that button there. Alternatively, if you want, you can click paid out. So if you're at a point in your life where you're actually taking the dividends to sustain you, click that button and you will be getting the cash directly into your account. It's as simple as that, right? It's dead straightforward. It is just one that I miss, and I don't want you guys to miss it either. So just a short video there, guys. Hopefully it helped. I don't want the same thing to happen to you guys. I want to make sure that you're getting your dividends reinvested. If you've got any questions or any other features that you want me to cover in terms of Hargreaves Lansdown, it is a trading platform that I use, as I have showed before. Please drop them below and let me know. Thanks a lot. Look forward to seeing you again.